Hi everyone! In this video we want to have a look at word stress. Now what is word stress? Word stress can be defined as one part of the word is more prominent, or to be more exact, one syllable in the word is more prominent. So we're talking about syllables in words. Now, the syllable is stressed. That is the correct word. A syllable is stressed. Now, you might be wondering, what is a syllable again? And please watch my video, my full video on syllables. You can find it in the description box below. Now, syllables are small units and they contain only one vowel sound. Remember, we are talking about sounds, not letters. So within a word, only one syllable is stressed. Of course, there are many words consisting only of one syllable, and then therefore that word, if it carries content, is stressed. But there are many, many words in English that have two or more syllables. Only one syllable is stressed, and that syllable that is stressed, we would say, is also carrying the primary stress. We will talk more about primary stress at the end of this video. Now, a stressed syllable has certain features. First of all, a stressed syllable is longer. Secondly, a stressed syllable is louder. Number 3, a stressed syllable has a change in pitch, and that usually means that there is higher pitch. And as a result, number 4, a stressed syllable is more clearly to be heard. It is much easier for us to hear a stressed syllable compared to an unstressed syllable. And number 5, a stressed syllable you can also recognize because there are larger facial movements or facial expressions. So that means you can actually see this because your lips and your cheeks and your facial expressions move more in a stressed syllable. We will see this now when we have a look at some examples. First of all, an example, the word coffee. Coffee. Now, first of all, we need to find out how many syllables we have in the word coffee. I've written it down in phonemic transcript, and you can see there's a little dot, a period mark, and that shows you that this is the syllable boundary. So we have cough, e, 2 syllables. Now there's something else that we can notice when we say the word coffee naturally. Coffee, coffee. The first syllable is louder, a little bit longer, and easier for us to hear because it is the stressed syllable in the word. And I show the stress in this video using stress bubbles, and those are the orange bubbles you see above the word coffee. The big bubble means it's a stressed syllable, and the small bubble means this is an unstressed syllable. So 2 bubbles, 2 syllables, and the first one is stressed. Now there's something else that you can see in the phonemic transcript. There is a little mark looking like an apostrophe before the sound k. Most dictionaries will use this symbol to indicate stress, and it means that the following syllable is the main stressed syllable in the word, the primary stress. So in our word, it's cough that carries the main stress. Let's have a look at some more examples. Here we have the word banana. Banana. Now, first of all, I've written down the phonemic transcript again, And you can see there are 2 dots, so that means we have banana, 3 syllables in total. And if you're careful, you can also see the apostrophe, and it's at the start of the 2nd syllable, so that means the 2nd syllable is stressed. Let's hear it again. Banana, banana. Yes, that sounds right and natural. So here we have 3 syllables, and the middle syllable, the 2nd one, is stressed. Banana. Let's have a look at one more example. Here we have a verb, and the verb is repeat. Repeat. Again, I've given you the phonemic transcript, and you can see there are 2 syllables, repeat, and the 2nd one is stressed. And again, I've written the phonemic transcript down. Some of you might now wonder, why is there no period mark showing that there are 2 syllables? That is just because the 2nd one is stressed, and so we have already the apostrophe. So instead of having the period mark as well, we just have the little apostrophe, so it is clear this is the syllable boundary. All right. Let's have a look at another example. Like I said before, many times we have words consisting of only 1 syllable. For example, milk. Milk has only got 1 vowel sound, and it forms only 1 syllable, because remember, syllables have 1 vowel sound exactly, and milk is a noun. It is also a content word, so that means there is meaning and information in this word, and so we stress this word always, and there is no choice. There's only 1 syllable, so that one is naturally stressed. Milk. And here is another example of a 1 syllable word. This time it's a verb, and we have the verb take. Take. Again, here there's only 1 vowel sound. Remember, we're talking sounds, not letters. So yes, in the spelling we have an A and an E, but we're going by sounds. So have a look at the phonemic transcript. There is A, looks like 2 symbols, but they form a diphthong, a double vowel sound. So it's really only 1 long vowel sound, A. So that is 1 syllable, take. And again, a verb carries information, so it's a content verb, and we stress it. How do we identify word stress? If we want to find the main stress in a word, first of all, we need to identify the syllables in a word. Here is an example word, Saturday. If we want to find the syllables, we need to identify how many vowel sounds we have in the word Saturday. Whenever we say a vowel sound, our mouth opens a little bit more. So one way of finding the syllables is putting your hand under your chin and saying Saturday, and then count how many touches you have. You can see me do this in my video on syllables. So I'm not going to go into detail. Watch that video if you haven't already. But Sat-a-day, we have 3 vowel sounds and 3 syllables. And I've shown you the boundary of the syllables here. So I'm going to say the word naturally, and I want you to listen carefully. Which of these syllables is the longer and louder one? Saturday. Saturday. I hope you've heard it. It is the first one. The first syllable is stressed. Here is the phonemic transcript. You can see the little apostrophe right at the start. Sat has the main stress, and you can see the stress bubbles above the word as well. Saturday. If I just moved the stress to the second syllable, the word would sound very different. Saturday. The the schwa would change into an sound. I would have to stress it. A schwa is never stressed, so it would change. It would change the vowel quality. And Saturday and Saturday, very different words. And the second one doesn't exist in English. Now let's do that again with another example. Here we have December, the month December. Again, we want to identify first of all how many syllables we have in this word. December, December. Here they are. I've put down little period marks to show the syllable boundary, and I'm going to say it naturally a few times. Let's see if you can hear the stress. December, December. Hopefully you were able to hear that the second syllable is stressed. December. It is not December or December. No, December. Second syllable is stressed. As I explained before, word stress impacts the quality of vowel sounds. We had the example with Saturday, and I said if you stressed the second syllable incorrectly, the short schwa sound would change into an Saturday. And that, of course, would sound very different. The vowel sound would have changed. So it's important to get the word stress right so that the word really sounds as it should. Here's an example. We had the word coffee before, 2 syllables, stressed on the first syllable, coffee. Now if I stress this word incorrectly on the second syllable, it would sound like this. Coffee, coffee. I would like a coffee. I think if you made that order in a coffee shop, people would be a little bit confused because it sounds wrong. That word does not exist in English. So make sure you learn the right word stress when you learn new vocabulary. Here is another example. The word campaign. For example, a political campaign. Now here the word stress is on the second syllable, campaign. This is a bit of an exception. Usually nouns with 2 syllables are stressed on the first, but this is a word that was not originally from English. We took it from another language, so it has a different stress, campaign. Now, if we stress this word incorrectly on the first syllable and we say campaign, campaign, and imagine I say this quickly within a sentence, campaign, it suddenly sounds like camping. Campaign, camping. There's quite a similarity now between these 2 words, and people might understand camping instead. But remember, this is not correct. This word is stressed on the second syllable, campaign. And then there's a clear difference between campaign and camping. They are not the same, although they are 2 nouns. So campaign is correct. Now you might wonder, what about words that are unstressed? There are many words in English that have only 1 syllable and they are not stressed because they are grammatical words. They do not contain information like nouns or verbs or adjectives. For example, words like a or for, some, and, etc. Those are usually unstressed words in English. Now, these unstressed words really have 2 pronunciations. First of all, if we say them in isolation and they are stressed, let's say we say them on our own, for example, just and, some, there's 1 pronunciation. But if they are within a sentence or an utterance and we speak naturally and fast, those words will be unstressed, and that will impact the vowel sound in those words, and it will become a weak form. Many times those long vowels become short, and many times those vowel sounds are reduced to a schwa sound. And if you have studied a little bit of English or English pronunciation and phonology, you have learned about this important sound, the schwa. If not, watch my other video on the schwa sound and weak forms. Now, I told you about the main stress in words, the primary stress, but sometimes you might also hear about secondary stress. What is that? Well, there is primary and secondary stress, that is correct. Usually in English classes, we only talk about the main stress in words, the primary stress. But if you're studying English phonology or you have a more detailed English book, you might hear about secondary stress. So for that, we need a longer word with more syllables, an example, and we're going to use the word pronunciation. It has a lot of syllables. Pronunciation, 5 in total. And within those 5 syllables, we have primary and secondary stress. Let's have a look at that. First of all, pronunciation. The main stress is on A. This is the 4th syllable. Pronunciation, pronunciation. But you can hear that none, the 2nd syllable, is also a little bit louder than the others. Not as loud as A, but a little bit louder than the other syllables. And that is the secondary stress. I've written it down here with the stress bubbles and the phonemic transcript. So you can see pronunciation. The stress bubbles, we only really use small or big bubbles. There's no symbol really for secondary stress. It just has a small bubble. But when you look up this word in a dictionary, most dictionaries will show the primary and the secondary stress if there is secondary stress. Not all words have secondary stress. So here, for example, you can see a little apostrophe that almost looks like a comma because now it's at the lower line, pronun, and so it's before nun, the 2nd syllable, and that little symbol indicates secondary stress. And then of course we have the little apostrophe at the top before A, that is the 4th syllable, and that signifies primary stress. So pronunciation, primary and secondary stress in that word. Now it's time to test yourself. Identify the word stress in these words. Say them out loud, find the syllables, then think which syllable is stressed. We're only looking for primary stress. And then continue to watch the rest of the video and check your answers. Pause the video now. Okay, I hope you have been able to find the stress. I will just quickly say the words out loud so you can double check and then I show you the stress pattern. School, breakfast, comfortable, vegetable, MA, employee, computer, police, open-minded. And here is the stress. School only has 1 syllable and naturally it is stressed. School. Breakfast, 2 syllables, the first one is stressed. Breakfast. Comfortable and vegetable have both 3 syllables and the first syllable is stressed. Comfortable, not comfortable. No, that is incorrect. Comfortable. Vegetable, not vegetable. No, vegetable. First syllable is stressed. MA. Whenever we have an abbreviation, the last part of the abbreviation is stressed. MA. Employee. Now don't mix this up with the word employer. Different meaning, different spelling, different pronunciation. Here, employee, 3 syllables, and the last one is stressed. This is the person working for a boss, not the boss. Computer, 3 syllables, and the middle one is stressed. Computer. Police, 2 syllables, the last one is stressed. This is an exception to a very common rule that says that nouns with 2 syllables are stressed on the first syllable. So this is an exception. Police is stressed on the second syllable, and that is why many people mispronounce this word and say police instead, but that's not right. Police. And last but not least, open-minded. This is a compound adjective, and compound adjectives are usually stressed on the second word. And here, minded is stressed on the first syllable. So in total, open-minded has the stress on the third syllable. If you look up these words in an online dictionary and you have a look at the phonemic transcript, you can see where the stress is as well. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment below.